The sun's barely gone, engines scream. Monday night don't mean no dream. Dirt track prepped, clay packed tight. This town's awake for a full throttle fight. Steel and rubber, row on row. Different rides, but one thing's known. When the green flag starts to wave, only the fearless get brave. Tracks keep changing, setups too. New lines, new battles, nothing new. It's Monday Night Mayhem. Hear the thunder roar. Brought to you by Knuckleheadz Racing. Always wanting more. Cars are ready, drivers insane. Fearless under lights, born for the strain. Different cars, different tracks, same demand. Can these guys handle the changes? Hell yes they can. Hell yes they can. 1 week slick, next week rough. Short track tight, then a mile of dust. Late models, mods, sprints and flight. Every lap's a test on a Monday night. No comfort zone, no easy way. Adapt to get left in the clay. Grip disappears, lines fall apart. That's where you separate the men from the heart. It's a Monday Night Mayhem, no holding back. Knuckleheadz Racing, putting skill to the track. Under the lights, every move is loud. Fearless drivers, knuckleheads proud. Different cars, different tracks, same demand. Can these guys handle the changes? Hell yes they can. Broadcast live, calling every slide. Is Bob the man from down under, right by our side. Every pass, every bump, every stand, bringing the action coast to coast, lap by lap. When the groove fades and the cushion's gone, Knuckleheadz drivers just digging strong. It's a Monday Night Mayhem. Last lap stand. Engines wide open. Dirt on demand. Brought by Knuckleheadz, built for the test.
Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. Sunday night the States. It is Monday in Australia. We are starting the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Racing Week here in Knoxville, USA. Just my overlays catch up. There they go. As you can see there, Knoxville Raceway, Knoxville, USA, the KP Plumbing Services Sunday night showdown. Word services, they've got a labelling it there. There we go. Dirt street stocks here at Knoxville Raceway. Looks like about 16 drivers have registered out there on the track for practice. Let's get down to the track and have a bit of a look, see who is quick time. 21.314 Travis McDonald. Chad Puddabow's here tonight. 21.351 and Josh Roberts 21.417 quick time top three. Kent McLean and Jim Ravis have fourth and fifth quickest with 21.427 and a 21.429. They are some close times, folks. What do we got outside the top five? 6 to 10, Dawson Potter, Chris Downridge, Michael Mixter, Wayne Bridges, Chris Perotta. 11 to 16, that will be Kelly McKellen, Bryce Freeze, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Brett Vanderwood, and of course, last but not least, Tina Davis. Left in practice before we get on over to qualifying. Let's check our schedule for this evening. It will be our heat races. One will go straight through to the feature. We will have a 15-lap Consi before our 50-lap feature here at Knoxville Raceway. So 3 cars are going to go straight through to the feature, 3 heats, given the 16 car count. The remaining 13 will race their qualifying positions and feature race via the B-main 15 laps. 4 victories up for grabs here tonight, 3 heats, B main, well 5 really, because then you got the feature race, Bob. Spit it out. in just about every division at the moment, these two, Kent McLean and Travis McDonald. Just bringing up the points now for the Sunday night showdown. Jim Revis, he's picked up 2 wins. Kent McLean's picked up 2. Travis has only picked up 1, but Travis coming into tonight's race is 4 points race leader over Kent McLean, 84 to 80. But back there on 79 points, Jim Revis running top 5 speed at the moment. 21.847 is his actual time. So he looks like he's actually running quick time out there at the moment. As his last lap is that, Brent Elsie had 22.4, 22.5, 22.2 there by Brian Angel. So it could be an interesting battle, currently 3-way battle for the championship. Alternating series, street stocks 1 week, and then we stay at that track next week and bring out the UMP. So UMP's at Knoxville next week. We've got Volusia, Oswego, Charlotte, and Eldora still to come in this Sunday night series. Alright, just 1 minute left on the track. Enough time for about 3 or 4 more laps for the boys to just test some lines. See what it's like running against each other. We've got Travis McDonald, then Brian Angel, back there behind Ken McLean. 3-way battle going on here. Something you do not want to see in a battle. Some guys have been able to contest him, but if you look out your left window and see Ken McLean below you, it can be a daunting feel. Oh, Travis is checking up there. Ken's going to come into a bit of contact as we wrap up the practice laps. That was just bragging rights. Now we're going to get through to the competitive stuff. Through still racing each other. Ken McLean pushed himself to the lead using that bottom line, though. Is that a sign of things to come? Bet you Kent will be the first one out on the track for qualifying. Almost always is. Told ya. Told ya. So Chris Standridge might have got out there quicker, just being a little bit further in the pit stall than Kent, but Kent seemed to be the first car the cameras are going to grab every time. Just seems to do that on the starts, I don't know why. Dawson Potter also out on the track, I can see. Looks like a 79. Getting ready to roll out. That is Tina Davis. 27's Chris Perotta. Qualifying recently, well not recently, but in the last few seasons has been updated. Thanks for the share, Kelly. Good luck out there in qualifying, brother. Whereas it used to just be your own car on the track. Everyone could go out at the same time, but you don't ever see your car on the track. But now you can set qualifying so that it's all at the same time. Everyone shares the track, so you've got a bit of race draft to deal with, a bit of traffic, a bit more lane choice. So it's not exactly the fastest lap, it's just how quick can you go in these conditions. So far, 21.953 is the quick time, and that's Jim Revis. Oh, so close, 22.010. Josh Roberts, Kent McLean, 22.037 and 22.080. Chris Standridge, we jump into the 22.1s with the 22.169. Mike Davis, Brian Angel, 21.70. 22.171. 2,000ths of a second between Mike Davis, Brian Angel, and Dawson Potter there. Mike Mix has got a 22.196, 22.213 for Chris Perotta. Kelly's 10th quickest, 22.261, 22.280 for Jonathan Foxworth. Wayne Bridges, 22.317, 22.289 actually, got a better time. 22.279, that's going to push him 1,000ths of a second quicker Then Jonathan Foxworth 22.280, 22.335 for Bryce Freeze. Brett Vanderwood in 15th, Tina Davis 16th. But Chris Perrotta jumping all the way up to just outside of the top 5 by 2,000ths of a second. 22.097 was his last lap there. He jumped, I think, from outside the top 10 to just outside the top 5. So that was a great advance there on that last lap. Chad Puttlebull's last lap was the 22.246. So that wraps up our qualifying. Dawson Potter. Oh, we did pick up 2 new drivers. Bud Molyneux and I think Dawson Potter maybe. No, Dawson was already there. Jonathan Foxworth possibly. B-Man Bandit. It looks like, yeah, Travis McDonald, Bud Molyneux not out on the track, which is unusual. Three heats of 6, I wager. About 1:20 to go. Still enough time for Travis and Bud to get out there, so we'll just stick with it for now. There's Travis. Just enough time to get up to speed, get that lap going. Lock it in. Good luck, Dawson. Thank you for the like. Chris, also thank you for the like. Brian Angel Sr. As they all come flooding in. Appreciate you, boys. Good luck out there. Bud is out there as well. He's locked in the 22.321, 14th quickest. Travis McDonald 22.364. As qualifying wraps up. Josh Roberts as well. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you as well. All right, here we go. Alright, let's see if our grid will work. Jim Revis, Chris Standridge, front row. Mike Davis, Mike Mixter, second row. Jonathan Foxworth and Travis McDonald will be on that third and final row. The winner will go straight through to the feature race. Jim Revis will be the one taking the EOL in tonight's battle. So it doesn't matter if he wins. He won't, unfortunately, be starting pole position tonight. Anyone else who wins Heat 1 will be starting pole position. That honour will be going to Heat 3 if Jim Revis wins this one. Backstretch again. Laps. Knoxville Raceway. This is the KP Plumbing Services Dirt Street Stocks. Sunday night showdown at the series. Heat 1. Pace car's going to leave the track in just a moment. We're going to get this one over to starter camp. Great view from Barney's vantage point as we get this one started. turn 2 there, Bob. It is Jim Ravis, Chris Dandridge, and then looks like Mikey Mixter back there behind him. Mikey Mixter's got Travis McDonald, Mike Davis, and Jonathan Foxworth, the 3 cars behind him. Hey, Storm, she's sorted real quick, brother. Backstretch second to follow that 6 times. Still pretty much lined up as they start. Looks like Mikey might have got past Chris Dandridge on the outside line though. Let's check that out. Yeah, he has. Travis McDonald is running along with him, so he has that. Chris has the risk of Travis coming along for the ride. Griff got him. Thank you, Griff. Welcome in. Good evening. Lap 4.63 in, 3 still to go. Got him! I clicked off the screen at the wrong time. Sorry about that, Griff. But if you're not already, remember the BobbethTV family, and you're not following Griff already, then get over there and follow him. Any improvements, any good stuff that comes up in BobbethTV has most certainly come through him in one shape or another. So yeah, give him a follow. Wouldn't be here without him. And he's an alright bloke. He's got good choice in mates. White flag lap. Jim Ravis looks like he is going to take out Heat 1, so that does mean a Heat 3 just got so important. Winner of Heat 3 will be our pole position starter in the feature race here tonight. That is most certainly going to be a Hail Mary for that driver. Check it out, check and play. Jim Ravis wins. Chris Dandridge 6th, Jonathan Foxworth 5th, Mike Davis 4th, Travis McDonald 3rd, Mikey Mixter 2nd, but of course Jim Ravis, our Heat 1 winner. Let's see if our results are going to quickly work just to get them up to official. No, they're not. They're not. They still haven't fixed it. I reckon it's coming in an update. Travis is putting the heat on Mikey. Yeah. Well, look, Mikey's putting the heat on Travis. I think he's probably more appropriate. He's really been picking it up the last few weeks. Will not get us down to the track. There we go. Josh Robertson, Chad Football, we can see them on that front row. We'll click back a little bit. There's Brian Angel and Kellen McKellen, 2nd row. Bud Molyneux and Brett Vanderwood will be on that 3rd and final row. Same deal as the other Heat 6 laps. The winner will go straight through to the feature. The remaining 5 cars will build the Constellation B main field. Winner of this one starts outside pole front row, so they'll be starting alongside whoever wins Heat 3. So pole position will know their opponent before we'll know who pole position is. Who you guys got in this one? I think Brian was looking pretty quick. He's got that inside line start. Josh is going to be tough, but he'll need to get up to that high line and build momentum quick. Chad. I think Chad's the wild card, I think, because he's got something going on in life where it's been taking up a lot of time, so he hasn't been racing as much, but good to see him here tonight. Dirt Warrior Racing, represented by both Jim Ravis and Chad Football tonight. I'm not going to worry about starter cam, a bit blurry, and the corners were hard to judge. We'll just let the normal TV cams do their bit as Barney will wave his flags, a lot of flash, we'll get going. 6 laps, Heat 2, KP Public Services Sunday Night Showdown. Dirt Street Stocks here at Knoxville Raceway. All thank you to Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Still got 2 more nights of racing to go, 2 days of racing to go. Tomorrow night, the Monday Night Modifieds, the Monday Night Mayhem series is along with the Yoda Outlaws Late Model Series Tuesday night US, Wednesday morning Australian. I'm going to back Kellen McKellen in this race, says Griff. Good choice, good choice. Currently running at third. Josh Roberts falls back to second as Chad Puddlewell takes the race lead. I think he might have taken my words to heart. Surprised Vicky hasn't been in the chat yet. Tell me not to stop talking about him. Not sure about the broadcast. It's just cursed lately, but we'll wait and see. Alright, looks like something happened there with Brett Vanderwood and Bud Molyneux. Bud Molyneux in the pits. Brett Vanderwood had come to a stop. Haven't seen many yellow flags in the heat races as of late. So I feel like that's been a choice, and it's good. Keeps the race flowing and allows the guys, you know, they've got the consolation of the B-main to try again as long with the feature to try and solidify everything. Josh trying to make that run with 2 to go along that highlight, trying to keep the nose between him and the wall, but unfortunately ran off line there a little bit. Lap to go. I'm not sure Josh or Kelly will have anything offering to being able to do anything to the person in front. Kelly to Josh, Josh to Chad. Will we just follow the leader? You can see those spots build it up again in the consi. Chad will go straight through to the feature. We'll wait for heat 3 to see who'll be racing against him on the front row. Can't get our heat 2 results up earlier than usual and see if we can get through them. Bud Molyneux 6th, Brett Vanderwood at 5th, Brian Angel 4th. No, we lost him, damn it. Over to the horrible ones. That was that way around. There we go. Brian Angel, Brett Vanderwood and Brian Angel 5th and 4th, Kelly McCullum 3rd. Josh Roberts in at 2nd, Chad Puddlewell Dirtway Racing. We'll go straight through to our feature race. 3, so this one for pole position. Actually, Kent McLean has the opportunity of a lifetime there with Chris Prott on the front row, Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges second row, Bryce Freeze and Tina Davis on that third and final row. Kent McLean, that's the one guy that Travis McDonald did not want to have this opportunity. 4 points off the points lead at the moment. Go on, Kelly's son ran them out of the way. Nah, it's not that type of racing. These guys, not that type of drivers. They do that after the chicken fag. Alright, looks like Chris just giving Kelly a little bit of a lead on that start. You do not want to do that. Kent, sorry, not Kelly, Kent. Kent McLean. Kent McLean, he is also the KP Plumbing Services sponsor. You can see the logo on the front of his car there. Also our KP Plumbing UMP Modified champion from last season is Kent McLean. Really proud to fly that KP Plumbing banner. Alright, here we go, our third and final heat race for the night. 2 more bouts of racing to go with our 15 lap B main up next, and then our 50 lap feature. That run, but Chris Brodder put an end to it there. Got himself back up high. Ken McLean, our race leader, ahead of those 2 guys, though. Behind them, Wayne Bridges, Bryce Freeze, Tina Davis. 6-car heat 3 field. Kind of hoping for one of these guys to have had pole position in heat 3. Dawson has picked up a couple of wins last season. He's got that monkey off his back. Wayne Bridges, he's due. He is due. The win. Bryce Freeze, great driver. Tina Davis has been progressively getting better and better. Seat time has been her number one process. I was trying to say that. Number one sort of learning tool, just getting out there and driving. Doesn't matter what car it is. Better, braver than I am. She's been racing cars that I don't even drive. Around for a white flag lap. Ken McLean has about, what, over a half second lead, 7/10 of a second lead over Chris Potter in second there. Lock in this heat 3 victory, the Hitman. Tracks where it's dangerous to go down low because of that infield burn, but if you can do it and do it well, it will reward. And Kent McLean, he is quite the professional down low. That's what they tell me anyway. All right, we'll just go to the normal results because it will crap out on us. All right, they pretty much finished as they started in heat 3. Gina Davis 6th, Bryce Freeze 5th, Wayne Bridges 4th, Dawson Potter 3rd, Chris Potter 2nd, and Kent McLean, our Heat 3 victor. So Kent will go through to our feature race. We're going to race a 15-lap Consi 13 cars. When I find the grid button, there it is. Get down to the track, apparently. All right. Just trying to work out the field here. I think everyone's come through. Oh no. Just 15. I just miscounted. Alright, Mikey Mixter and Josh Roberts on that front row. Chris Perotta. Travis McDonald, is he taking an EOL in this? Kelly McKellen and Dawson Potter on that third row. Mike Davis, Brian Angel, fourth row. Wayne Bridges and Jonathan Foxworth, fifth row. Sixth row will be Bryce Freeze and Brett Vanderwood. Seventh row will be Chris Downshire and Bud Molyneux, Tina Davis, and I guess Travis McDonald on that eighth and final row. This is our 15-lap consolation battle. This will decide the starting order for these guys in our feature race, 50 laps. Finish order will decide the starting order in our 50-lap feature. Josh Roberts highline, Mikey Mixter low line. Josh Roberts will take the advantage in that situation 9 times out of 10. Looks like Travis McDonald's going to come along for the ride as well as Mikey Mixter sort of falls back to third. Chris Perotta's behind him. Dawson Potter's up high, so he may go from fourth or fifth to third as well if he keeps his run up. leader cams. Switch it over. Maybe we are, but Josh Roberts, our current race leader, has taken the Consi lead over Travis McDonald. What is in third. Mike Mix is falling back to fourth with Chris Perotta fifth. Brian Angel just back there as well as Jonathan at Foxworth, Kelly McKellen, Mike Davis. Bryce Freeze, Wayne Bridges, Bud Molyneux. So Brett Vanderwood and then Bud Molyneux, Tina Davis in 14th. 15th, Chris Stanton. She's currently in the pits. 5 laps in. Is Chris Perotta just inside that top 5. He is 5th place, but he does have Brian Angel and the B-main bandit Jonathan Foxworth just behind him. Still battling each other. So Brian with the high line will take the 6th position. Very straightforward B-main battle here at the moment. Real battle though seems to be just outside the 5 here. Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Perotta. Looks like Kelly McKellen also just, yeah, there he is, Kelly's there. Not far behind Kelly though, Mike Davis. Jonathan Foxworth makes a run on Brian Angel down low, gets the pass but can't lock it in down the straightaway. He's going to stay down that low, see if he can't get it to work again. Oh, Griff, got to get to bed, dude, after 1:30 AM here. Let me know who wins. Will do, brother, and I'll talk to you in the morn. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Brian Angel, Chris Perotta, 6th and 7th. A little bit of dog contact there, nothing crazy. Jonathan Foxworth might get a little bit of a run there. Past Brian Angel, he will, but he can't complete it on Chris. But at least he can build it for that top 5 run. Jonathan doing quite well down low, really flirting with that burr, but not getting caught up in it. Has officially got that nose past Chris Perotta in the top 5. He come through the turns and might concede position a little bit, but let's see if he can lock it back in down the straightaways. No, Chris has got it. It's battle for, as I said, battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is where it's been. Josh Roberts still our B-main race leader, about 1.5 second lead on Travis McDonald. Travis is trying to hold off Dawson Potter, 2nd and 3rd place in the battle. Let's just quickly jump up and have a look at that take. Go down with about 2 and a bit to go. Is our points leader by 4 points coming into tonight's race, having to come through the long way through the B main. Robbo, thank you for the like, brother, appreciate you. Flag lap. Josh Roberts coming through 3 and 4 for that last time. He's going to get the checkered flag and pick up the 4th victory here tonight. This one, the B main. Outside of pole, 2nd row starting position up for grabs in that one, as well as bragging rights. We'll have to get over to the consi for the results. Maybe not. Let's have a look. lost him as quickly as they... Oh, no, there we go. Bud Molyneux, 15th. Chris Dandridge, 14th. Tina Davis, 13th. Brett Vanderwood, 12th. Wayne Bridges, 11th. Bryce Freeze, 10th. Mike Davis, 9th. Kelly McKellen, 8th. Brian Angel, 7th. Chris Potter, 6th. Jonathan Foxworth finally secured that top 5 run with a 5th place finish. Michael Mixon, 4th. Dawson Potter, 3rd. Travis McDonald, 2nd. But Josh Roberts takes out the B-main victory. All right, our grid for tonight's feature race. Teammates Jim Revis and Chad Puttabow will start. No, won't start front row. Jim's going to take the rear of field. So who got that? Ken McLean, I think, is our new front rower. Or is he not? Is he not rear of field this week? No, I guess not. All right, well, DWR, Dirt Warrior Racing,
in the beginning,
have the front row. Kevin Clay, Josh Roberts in 2nd, Travis McDonald 3rd row with Dawson Potter, 4th row, Mikey Mixon, so I had to talk over that, Jonathan Foxworth. 5th row is Chris Potter and Brian Angel, 6th row will be Mike Davis and Kelly McKellen. 7th row will be Bryce Freeze and Wayne Bridges. 8th row, Brett Vanderwood and Tina Davis. Chris Sanders and Bud Molyneux on that 9th and final row. In the beginning, Dave, I should have guessed it was you. Hello. Hello, Dave. How are you? Please call me Bob. I feel like I'm in trouble when people call me Nate. Alright, DWR front row, Triple Groove Racing 2nd row. This is going to be fun. As they are basically 3 wide almost. Jim Revis, Chad Football, Ken McLean. Jim's up high, got a little bit of room to work with, he does, so see how he goes. But all those cars coming down below him. Jim's going to fall back to 4th, I think, there, as he comes door to door with teammate Chad Puttabow, goes up high. Mikey Mixer's going to be down low as Ken McLean takes over race lead. Josh Roberts now 2nd. This one, Bob's fine. Where was I? Oh my gosh. Ken McLean, Josh Roberts, Jim Revis, Chad Puttabow, Dawson Potter the 5, Chris Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, Mike Mixon, Brian Angel, Kelly McKellen the 6 to 10, 11 to 18, Bryce Freeze, Chris Dandridge, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood, Travis McDonald, Mike Davis, Bud Molyneux and Tina Davis. 4 laps in of 50. Lots of racing to go here tonight, so probably should jump around the track just a little bit. I did see that, yeah. I like to just imply the Kit Kat joke. Two very distinct packs, but they are very tightly packed. Teddy Davis just off the field a little bit at the back there, but that is a long line on the track map there. McLean, Josh Roberts, Jim Revis, Chad Puttabow, Dawson Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Potter, Mikey Mixon, Brian Angel. That is 1 to 9. That's the front half. Back half. Kelly McKellen, Chris Dandridge, Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald, Bryce Freeze, Mike Davis, Bud Molyneux, Brett Vanderwood, and Tina Davis. 10 to 18. Place, Chris Dandridge ahead of him, Kelly McKellen there. So Ken McLean, Josh Roberts breaking away from Jim Revis and Chad Puttabow a little bit on the track map. tight battles. It's always gonna be in that middle field. Like it's never. I mean, it is up the front, but more often than not, it's usually behind the back five, that middle pack, 7 to 10, 11. Sort of. It is tough to race your way up through the field. These guys all very similar in race speed. So some of them, if they start a little bit further up the front, able to hold their position a bit more. But it's tough to battle when everyone's so similar in that mid pack. Oh shit! Sorry, fired up something on the YouTube side. I didn't realise it was not muted. 11:50, over a fifth of the way into this race. Still a lot of racing to go. It looks like Josh Roberts has taken the race lead over Kent McLean. High line battle versus low line. They are triple groove racing with John Bennett. Kent McLean is a low line expert. High line is Josh Roberts, and that's how they're racing each other now. John Bennett's the heartbreak. He races that middle line, sort of just sneak up out of nowhere. Bud Molyneux's retired. We're down to 17 cars. We get a caution. We might go back and have a look at some of these things. Chris Standridge's incident where he just got to the pits. Josh passing Kent McLean for the race leads. Another one I wouldn't mind getting on camera. Teammates Jim Rose, Chadwick Ross, third and fourth. Dawson Potter is in the top 5 spot. B-Man Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth currently 6th with Chris Perrotta behind him in 7th. Mike Vista 8th, Chris Standridge 9th with Brian Angel 10th. Kellen McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald, Bryce Freeze, Mike Davis, Brett Vanwood, Tanner Davis 11 to 17 car field. That's cold coffee, yuck. Green flag racing so far, 16 laps in. Everyone's been able to do what they've wanted to do. Just outside the top 10, 10th place with Brian Angel is right there, the 7 car on the screen. Behind Kelly is Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald, Bryson Freeze, Mike Davis, Brett Vanwood, Tina Davis. The rest of the field would like it if Travis McDonald was outside the top 10. 4-point points leader in this championship. That would bring both Jim Revis and Kent McLean right up into the battle, both 4 and 5 points respectively. Off the lead. Josh Roberts still our race leader over Kent McLean. Jim Revis, Champion Box still 3rd and 4th. Dawson Potter and Jonathan Foxworth battling for that 5th and 6th spot. Dawson currently has the top 5 run. almost at the halfway mark of this 50-lap battle for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's KP Plumbing Services Sunday Night Showdown. Dirt Street Stocks here at Knoxville Raceway. Josh Roberts, our current race leader. Ken McLean in second. Jim Rivers, Chip Huddable, Jonathan Foxworth, third, fourth, and fifth. In 25 to go. Josh Roberts, Ken McLean still battling for the lead. I think they are actually swapping spots at the moment, so we're just going to jump back up there as Josh Roberts is up high. Yeah, Ken's down low, but Jim Revis is right there. He managed to break away from that back part of the top five. Join the front half. Teammate Chad Putabald about a second behind him. Back there, but then about 1.5, almost 2 seconds behind Chad is Jonathan Foxworth. So the top three, top four, pretty safe at the moment. Ken McLean made that bottom work for him as he got himself back into the race and lead. Josh is back to second, but Jim Revis is going to stay down low with Ken to probably run that low line a little bit better almost. I don't know if Ken was supposed to put the front left up on the hill there like that. Well, he's done it again, so maybe he is. Certainly not penalising him for doing it. He's pulling away a little bit. He must hook on there and just hold it. Almost 30 laps in, 20 to go. Kenneth in the chat in the stream. Thank you for the like, sir. Kent is our current race leader. We are coming up. It does look like they are coming up on lap traffic of Tina Davis. With Josh in second, Jim Rivers third, Chad Putabald about 1.5, almost 2 seconds behind. So we'll just watch this one play out. 32 laps in of 50. Gets up high, the boys stay down low at the moment, so nice and suitable for Kent. So Kent gets past Tina, no problems. Josh will be the next one to do that. Jim will want to complete that pass as quickly as possible as well. Look, Tina just up into the wall a little bit, not able to set properly. She was allowing the guys through. Right, 35 in of 50, got 15 that's still to come. Playing our race leader, Josh Roberts second, Jim Revis third. This is really going to shake up the points battle. Travis McDonald will likely fall back to third place after tonight. UMP round at Knoxville next week though. Speaking of the devil, there he is right there. Let's do some repair dirt street stock. Alright, I'm just going to go off my 2 moments. I'll be back in a second. Let's check. Yep, everything is as we left it up the front there. Ken McLean, Josh Roberts, Jim Ravis, 1, 2, and 3. Don still just outside the top 10. He's in 11. He's battling Kelly McKellen at the moment for that spot. Kelly currently has the 10th spot. Travis 11th. Up ahead of them is Brian Angel. No, this is Tina Davis. 79. There's Brian Angel at the bottom of the screen. Tina Davis and Kelly McKellen door to door there. The 11/79, the Iceman, Ice Freeze. Bridges, he's in 13th. He was running with his 23.317 his last lap as he comes around. Gives the checkered flag. Quick time 23.270 actually. Other guys didn't make quick time on that lap. Have I got last lap and best lap showing? I do. There we go. That's better. Well, the 75. Has broken away from the second and third place guys, but Jim Ravis has moved to play himself in the second. Josh back to third. I don't know what's happened there, but there he is 3.1 seconds ahead of Josh Roberts, Ken McLean. I don't know how he managed to break away like that. We'll definitely have to check that out at the end of the race. What have we got? 5 laps to go. McLean coming past Tina Davis, that second time in the race here tonight. We get past her a bit quicker than the first time. 2 to go for Ken McLean as he gets to the start-finish line, coming into 1 and 2. run a very routine Ken McLean race down low in the turns, wherever he feels like it, in up high. It looks like he sort of has been diamonding, sort of coming up high and entering in low, diamonding the turns out a bit. Gets the white flag, last lap of the race for tonight. Ken McLean. He's going to take the KP Plumbing Sunday Night Showdown Championship points lead. Travis McDonald did get himself inside that top 10 with a 9th place finish. Looks like it will be a 9th place finish as the checkered flag is starting to be waved as the guys cross that start finish line. Josh Roberts is going to lock in second. What happened to Jim Revis? Fell all the way back to 9th. See if we can't see what happened there. Jim Rivers crashed just on the white flag lap there. Let's have a look. Oh, Tina Davis got into him. Ah, unlucky. And on the white flag lap, no yellow flag comes out. That explains where that battle went. Alright, let's get the results up for tonight's races. Venom Racing's Bud Molyneux finished 18th. Tina Davis 17th. DWR's Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puddaball 16th. Modig Maffia's Michael Mad Dog Davis in 15th. Bottom feeder Speedco's Monica Mixed at 14th. Yoda Outlaws Brett Vanwood 13th. Wayne Bridges 12th. Modig Mafia's Bryce Freeze and Kelly McKellen 11th and 10th respectively. Dirt Warrior Racing teammate Jim Ravis in 9th. Travis McDonald, points leader coming into tonight's race, 8th. Mo Digging Mafia and Lunatic Racing driver Chris Perotta in 7th. Yoda Outlaws teammates Chris Standridge and Brian Angel, 6th and 5th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 4th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 3rd. But Triple Groove Racing pick up the 1 and 2, or the 2 and 1 spots. Josh Roberts 2nd. Ken McLean picks up the victory. Let's get his deets on our screen here, Kent. Ready for an interview. We open the audio channel. Yep. So far, so good, but look out. Always, there it is. Always have trouble finding it. So that's what she's. No. We'll jump in the booth and await Kent's arrival. Look at those points there. Kellen, Mike Davis. All right, there's Kent McLean in the booth. Congratulations, Kent, picking up your 3rd win in the KP Plumbing Sunday Night Showdown series. It was going to be a bit of a tough one there for a while. Actually, I did want to go back and see, but I couldn't really find it quickly. Just because it's the one stat, the lead is one telemetry that it doesn't sort of list in that. Basically, for most of that race, you always had a competitor on your tail. It was Josh and Jim Revis for the majority of that race. But something happened while we were looking in the midfield watching that racing, where you were able to break away from that pack and got to like a 3.5 second lead. Which ultimately eventually sort of became a 6.85 second lead. Do you know, did they get into each other? I couldn't see a crash or anything on the telemetry that sort of indicated what might have happened. But yeah, you just left them for dust.
Yeah, I started running the slider line. I know I gapped Josh after I started doing that.
Yep.
I put a little distance, and it was just a little more. And I don't know if he got in the wall a few times where it helped me build that lead.
Yep.
And I think Um, a couple of guys got into it, like on the basically me coming to the white flag where we couldn't throw a
Yes.
caution. So I'm not really
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to go back and look at that, what actually happened. But yeah, I mean, that played a part in it. But
Look, I think Jim is a great driver. I don't necessarily think that, like, obviously it is a points battle. So him and Josh battling for second and third, and he's third in the overall points tonight. So I can understand that it being important. But yeah, him and I think Ted Davis just past the start finish line. A little bit of that old coming down from up high to mid and coming up from low to mid sort of real estate move, and they just door to door. And unfortunately, Jim, yeah, definitely got the worst of it in that respect. But I think in terms of, I think, I don't know if he would have necessarily beat Josh to the finish line, start finish line wise, but yeah, obviously third to ninth is. Especially with Travis just getting, it looked like Travis was going to be outside the top 10 for a lot of that battle. So it looked like the points was really going to be interesting coming into tonight. So still will be, but I think I might have jinxed the order a little bit on Jim, unfortunately. So I do apologise. But yeah, it looked like a simple racing deal, unfortunately. But no, that explains it. We did see one thing I did notice that the cheat code for you did seem to be there was the two lines. There was the come in sort of from high entry to low before the apex, and then sort of just let it slide up out of exit and take off. The other one though was, and I thought it was I thought you did it by mistake, but then you did it like three corners in a row, and that's where you put that front left actually up on that infield burn, and it basically looked like it just hooked you there. You could put the foot down, and it basically looked like it put you on a rail, and you could just scream around that inside part of the track. Like now that the race is over, and obviously we've got UMPs here next week, and I imagine you can emulate something similar without giving too much away. Is, yeah, how accurate was that little cheat code?
um, it's a fine line on there. I mean, there was a couple times that, especially in dirt street stocks, if these don't really get on the bars like the 358s or the UMPs. So
Mm.
you have to be careful, uh, you know, running the low line, hooking the berm in these cars. It wasn't at first really wasn't intentional, but then it would help me set the car up. And if I hit it just right, it would keep me perfectly planted to the bottom. And so I noticed, um, once Josh got the lead, I'd run a slider line to, every time he'd kind of get a little gap on me, I'd run a slider line for a couple laps and keep him, right there. And then I saw Jim coming on the relative, and I was like, well, maybe there's something down low, or maybe he's running up high and, getting that momentum run that I'm kind of losing a little bit throwing that slider line. So I was like, well, screw it. Let me see if this bottom's come back in. And then I reeled Josh back in and got by him. And then that's when I started running he got by me. I got by him and then put a little distance between us. I messed up a few laps, I felt like. And then he got back to a 0.2. And that's when, once I saw I had like 0.3, 0.4, I run that slider line and then I put a little bit more distance between us. And then I just kept running the slider line. That was about the quickest line I found. And because the bottom was going back away again, I believe. I mean, when this thing starts getting slick, you have to be perfect on the bottom. And the slider line was almost pretty much just as fast, if not faster. So I just started running that since I had the room. That is the bonus. Kind of being up front, you're able to run that slider line where not a lot of other cars can. When it is sometimes one of the faster lines.
Yep, yep. Well, I think for a lot of the guys next week, the thing I like about this series is it's just three stocks one week, UMPs the next week, same track, so you can sort of obviously they're two very different cars, but track layout and tricks and little things that you've picked up here tonight, I feel like we'll carry across to next week with the UMPs here again, and obviously it's not necessarily a practice round for the real one next week, but it definitely does give you like the double weeks racing definitely gives you a bit more of an insight, I think, in the tracks, and is helping you learn the I think the unique natures of them. And as we can see tonight, Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, Brian Angel, third, fourth, and fifth. Once again, that battle from 8th to 14th was just everywhere across the track, really. But the mid pack is getting so strong and so even now that it's really Travis really finding it hard to race up the field. One thing I did. I thought Jim, not I guess, and I don't know if this balances anything out. But the other thing I did want to bring up, I sort of mentioned on the broadcast, not in a negative way, but I believe Jim had the win last week, so shouldn't he have EOL'd at the start of the feature? Was that discussed, the EOL, or was there?
Yeah, so Josh asked me who was leading in points, and I just told him, I was like, Travis is leading, I'm in second, Jim's a point behind me, so
Yep.
I'm not really sure, but I do know that was
Yep.
what Josh asked, so
Yep.
but yeah, not really sure about how that, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's just something I had sort of like. It sort of made it was fun, sort of building up the what the feature field was going to be throughout the broadcast, and when you know that, like, when it looked like someone was going to be EOLing in the feature, it made Heat 3, which is sort of traditionally sort of the underdog heat. The winner of that one obviously was going to be the pole position starter if the EOL was applied, and it just cracked me up that it was you that was in Heat 3 and eventually took that win. Like it was just sort of like just I was trying to paint this little underdog picture. We get to Heat 3 and then it's like Ken McLean wins Heat 3. Like, damn it! But it was good for the points battle with obviously Travis and Travis being stuck, sort of fighting his way back up through the field as well. Like, as I said, it doesn't matter if it's an EOL or if you're just back in there via qualifying. It's that mid pack is just so damn tough now to get through. There's just some quality drivers. It's like I said, it used to be you could bide your patience and get a spot here and there through the cautions, but tonight there was no cautions tonight, was there? It was green flag.
No. Yeah,
so those opportunities, if you rely on those for those positions or for those ability to sort of push forward, then it's not going to come. You've got to sort of advance and jump on the fly and change those plans. So it's been good. Great racing tonight. What have we got tomorrow night? We've got the Monday night mayhem and Monday night modified. So is it 358 tomorrow? I can never remember the schedule.
Yeah, I think 358s and midgets. I'm looking forward to the midgets.
Yeah, midgets at Weed Sport. That should be fun. Weed Sport can be a bit tricky for some of the bigger cars, but midgets a little bit smaller. So I feel like the build up to speed, getting through that first 1 and 2 on Weed Sport's not going to be that big an issue. And 358's at Lanier. That should be a good race too, actually. The bottom guys will look to be dominant. So Ken McLean will be one of the ones to watch. All right, my man. Well, look, it's been a bit of a dominating run. I think of the last 5 races, it was 4 last week. This week. So 3 of the last races last week. 3 of the 4 last races, you were victor, and now again tonight. So let's see if you can keep that dominating run going. As it sort of shuffles up the points battle, brings you sort of into the race lead for a little bit. But a lot of these championships starting to turn into a 3-way battle with an extra person joining in. Jim, obviously the one in the KP Plumbing Service Sunday Night Showdown. We'll have to wait tomorrow night to see who shows up for the next 2 races. Before we let you go, brother, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you want to give a shout out for making all this possible?
The wife and kids for letting me do this. KP Plumbing Services, you, Bob, for the broadcast, all the admins at KHR, and all the guys, Bottom Feeder Speed Company, Mach 5 race team. Couldn't do without everybody.
No, definitely could not agree more. It's takes a village to do what we do, and then we've got a good one. Some of us ride the coattails of others. I'll happily put my hands up and say I'm doing that, but I think no, it's like I say, you guys will forever be on my screens as long as you guys want to be broadcast. It's been an absolute pleasure, and always competitive fun racing. So thank you guys for always putting on a good show. Till tomorrow night. You've got the bragging rights. We'll be back at Knoxville next week. UMP modified Sunday. I'll do it all over again, but 3 more races before that. So if we see you on the screens, man, hopefully have you in the booth sometime soon. We definitely know it won't be too long between chats.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Bob.
Catch you, man. Bye. All right, that was Kent McLean, our winner here tonight. He'll be the new points leader for the KP Plumbing Sunday Night Showdown as we move into our Monday night series. I want to thank everyone that supported the stream, the likes and the shares. Obviously, Callum McKellen, Brian Angel, Chris Dandridge, Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, Robbo, Kenneth McLean, Mad Dog, the chatters, Dave Rich, Griff was there, Chris Perotta. Kale. I didn't see Kale at the start there. Hey, Bob, have a great stream. Enjoy the race. Thank you so much for jumping in, brother. Everyone else that lurked in the background, because we had a fair few viewers. I think that was the highest count in a while there, 18. It was basically 6 on Twitch, 6 on YouTube, and 6 on Facebook. So that was really cool. Appreciate you guys all coming out and watching and all of that. So thank you so much. Love you all. I'll catch you guys tomorrow night, US. Tomorrow morning, Australian for me. So Monday night, US. Tuesday morning, Australian. We'll be back to do it all over again. 2 races tomorrow, so come and join us. Till then, you know the drill. My name's Bob. Love you all. Bye.